So guess what? We all love Fox News. We like it for the sexy legs that they show through the glass tables.
You can't miss them.
Can't miss them. Hey, guess what? Turns out someone's a little... they got rid of Gretchen Carlson abruptly after her contract was up. Boom, she was fired even though she had the top show in her time slot, which raised a couple of eyebrows. Actually, nobody... I didn't see an eyebrow raised anywhere. But guess what?
She called for gun sanity, too, right at the end.
Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Oh, is that what
She
happened?
did that
Yes.
as well. I'm not sure if that's the only reason, but...
Oh, well, there's another reason.
Yeah.
Turns out, Gretchen Carlson of Fox News files a sexual harassment suit against Roger Ailes. Yeah. It's hard to believe that the network that loudly defends Christian values while parading bare-legged blondies talking to wife-beating psychopaths would have a sleazeball for a CEO. That's hard to believe. And it's like, what's the big deal? Why not just... Gretchen Carlson, she's a nice-looking woman. Why not just why make such a big fuss out of it? He's a good-looking guy. Why not just... What? Why? You wouldn't want to have that guy inside you? Imagine that.
I think they're changing their motto to bare and balanced.
Bare and balanced. So he's only 76, but he looks like a youthful 97, doesn't he? Doesn't he? Looks like, what are you, 77? Yeah, I think you're 97. Come on.
He looks like something that floated up from the bottom of the river.
I think the biggest story here is the shocker is that Gretchen has... I didn't know she still had a show on Fox. Apparently she did. Anyway.
Sexual harassment with Gretchen Carlson. Yeah.
If you want to know why she refused his sexual advances, take a look, Ski. That's all I'm saying. Just take a look.
You got Jabba the Hutt.
Gretchen Carlson suing Fox News. I did not know Gretchen had that much integrity. Did you? She had enough integrity to wait until her contract wasn't renewed to then sue them. You know, that's what I love. It's like the people the woman at Breitbart who was assaulted by Corey Lewandowski. He was charged with battery. And she worked for Breitbart. And then Breitbart turned on her. They sided with Trump. And I just want to say to these women who work for these right-wing news, you don't think it's going to ever come back to you? You don't think they're going to treat you the way they treat other people that you report on in the stories? Do you just think it's just for other people that their horrible behavior is saved? No, it's also for you, Gretchen. So now all of a sudden, Gretchen, who spent, how many years working there propping up this news organization, this propaganda spewer, now she's all of a sudden, it bit me. So I don't have any sympathy for Gretchen Carlson. You know these guys are leches. You know what they're doing. You know your whole mission is to obfuscate your propaganda for right-wingers. Your whole mission is to not report news. So anyway, this is what she says. In a statement released to the press, Carlson's lawyer detailed the shocking allegations leveled at the 76-year-old Ailes. Quote, Mrs. Carlson, the former co-host of Fox and Friends, was terminated on June 23rd. The very day her latest contract expired, even though her current program was the leading cable news show in its slot. Her complaint alleges that the firing was the ultimate retaliation against her after she rebuffed Mr. Ailes' sexual advances and also tried to challenge what she felt was unequal treatment of her in the newsroom by some of her male colleagues. Oh, it's really dismissing the female reporter over at Fox. That's a shocker. It goes against their culture. The statement also included an alleged exchange between Ailes and Gretchen. Listen to this exchange. When they were having she tried to complain about workplace discrimination. This is what he said. He said, I think you and I should have had a sexual relationship a long time ago. And then you'd be good and better. And I'd be good and better. Sometimes problems are easier to solve that way. That's what Roger Ailes said, according to Gretchen Carlson's
I think it's called Fox and Friends with Benefits.
Fox and Friends with benefits. Very nice, miserable liberal. So again, and there was another person recently, someone named Shelly Ross, a former newspaper reporter turned television producer. She experienced an interview in which Ailes posed romantically suggestive questions and made flirtatious comments about her appearance. This is making me uncomfortable, Ross recalled telling Ailes, and she stands by that story today. So
Can I?
there's other proof of it happening before. Now Gretchen Carlson, host of one of their top shows, says it's happening. So I guess they can't either she's they can't trust the reporting of their own top news reporters at Fox, or Roger Ailes is a lech. And I thought that was Bill O'Reilly's job over there. Bill O'Reilly was supposed to be sexually harassing the producers, and he's got a history of spousal abuse, what have you. So, and sexual abuse, sexual harassment. So there you go.
One employee, Jimmy said, was quoted in a Huffington Post article. He always bragged to people about how he doesn't do polling or testing when he chooses his on-air talent. He told me that if he was thinking of hiring a woman, he'd asked himself if he would fuck her. And if he would, then he'd hire her to be on camera. And the employee went on to say he then said if it was a man, he'd think about whether he could sit down for a baseball game with him and not get annoyed at him. If he could, then he'd hire him.
Who said this?
This is an employee that's did not want their name disclosed.
Yes, according to what? Huffington Post.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Boy, I'm shocked. Who's shocked at this? The only thing I'm shocked at is that he did it to such a high-profile person. Like, he didn't do it to an underling, like a junior producer or somebody he could easily squash. A junior reporter. He did it to someone like, everybody knows Gretchen Carlson, and everybody knows.
Well, that means he has done it to a junior producer.
That is what that means, right?
Yeah.
That means he probably
The
has
ones you
done
haven't
it.
heard about are the ones for whom it worked.
Right. Oh, okay.
Princess Leia is Jabba the Hutt's most famous concubine. I'm trying to make Star Wars references.
That's good. That's really good.
He's gross.
So there you go. Gretchen Carlson showing a little integrity after years and years of propping up the very sexist, misogynistic, right-wing news and race-baiting news organization. Now all of a sudden she found Jesus. Hey, you know what? Turns out those guys are creeps. Turns out, that's not nice when you do that. Of course, I didn't say anything all the time that Donald Trump was saying all that shit about Megyn Kelly, and I kept my mouth shut and been talking blah, 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 blah. And of course, I don't ever say it. But right now, since I'm out of a job, I have integrity. And I'm going to hold their feet to the fire. Dude, imagine what that would smell like, Roger Ailes' feet. Ugh.